Hi, my name is Tandin. I'm working as an accountant with Elite Tax. So basically, it is checking that you do with ATO on a yearly basis to see how much you have paid to the ATO as tax, how much income you have earned. So if you have paid more tax, basically you get the refund, and if you have paid less, sorry to say, you might have to pay a bit more. The most common error that we have faced is students, they think that they haven't earned much and then they feel they don't have to do the tax filing. But it is wrong. Even if you earn less than the tax-free threshold, which is 18,200, you still need to lodge your tax return because you might lose on your tax refund. Also, if you are not lodging a tax return, at least inform the ETO that this year you haven't earned anything, but it is your responsibility to tell them that you are not filing any tax return this year. One of the common observation that we see, is most of them assume that my employer does the tax. So which is wrong. Your employer only withholds tax. It is your responsibility to do the tax return. Keep it on the employer. It is still your responsibility to do the tax filing. And lastly, for student, one important thing that you need to keep in mind is the payment from Centrelink. Most students assume that it is not taxable, but payments like youth allowance are actually taxable. So basically, any income that you have received, it may be taxable. So be it in cash or in bank, it is taxable. So if you have earned any income, it is important that you declare to the ETO of how much you have earned. So any income that you have earned, be it a casual work that you are doing or a part-time, for example, Uber or food delivery, it's all taxable. Deductions are basically the tax heroes because it reduces your taxable income. So for example, if you earned $100 and you incurred expenses of $10, you are not taxed on $100, you are taxed on $90, provided that you have this proof of receipt. So it's, like I said before, it's very important for you to store those receipts in a secure place. So any expenses that you have incurred while earning that income, like be it uniform, your laundry expenses, a work-related telephone or internet, and your subscription, like Grammarly and AI tools, are actually deductible, but not Spotify. You cannot say that Spotify helped me motivate me or something like that, and then it's work-related. So like I said before, anything related to your income, like pay slips, the invoices that you have, please store it and save it. And then same for the expenses, those receipts and all. Try to spend more from your bank rather than spending a cash, because at least it leaves a trace. Even if you lose that receipt, you at least have a trace from your bank statement saying that you have paid for that expense. The last thing would be, on the receipt and payment that I want to touch is keep it at least for 5 years. In case ATO might audit you, so it might come within 5 years. So it is important that you store those documents for at least 5 years. ATO is chill until they are not. So what happens is, basically they start with a friendly reminder followed by a scary one, and you don't want to do that one. Also, like I mentioned before, you might miss on your tax return. So to avoid the penalties and to not miss your tax refund, it's important that you do your tax filing on time. So basically for individual it is 31st October, the deadline. But if you do your tax return like through agent like us, you get up to May of the following year, so you get some extra month to do your tax filing. So yes, like I said, tax can be scary, but it does not mean that you have to do it alone. We are always there. For example, you want to start a business, you want to do an investment, it's always good to come see us, get a tax advice, so that when you are doing your tax return, you can save your tax legally.